Before we even get into testimony, the judge sets the tone: no hugs, no nonsense, and total courtroom control. This signals we're in for a serious hearing where emotions meet legal limits.
I'll consider it. I'll tell you what, you can file whatever you want to file, and then the state, you can, make whatever arguments you want to make, counsel.
Excuse me, can I hug my mom?
No, you'll have to talk to the deputies. They're in charge of security. Counsel, according to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 8 years in the prison. The state is opposed to your applications. Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, we have some witnesses.
All right, call your first witness.
Before I do, Your Honor, I have some letters that I wanted to present the court on his behalf, and I believe
Here's our first big legal clash. The defense tries to introduce character letters, and the prosecutor objects as hearsay. That's classic courtroom friction. Emotional appeals versus procedural law.
did give a copy to the state, and I believe they were opposed to my doing so. So I wanted to give them an opportunity to speak to that.
All right, any objections to the court reviewing the letters?
Yes, Judge, I'm going to oppose their hearsay. I can't cross-examine the witnesses on those statements, and I don't believe they're sworn statements either, so I'm going to object to them.
Well, Your Honor, I've produced, these have nothing to do with the incident. They're only about the character and the...
The judge overrules the objection, deciding to review the letters anyway. That's significant. It shows she's willing to weigh personal background, not just the charges. But it could backfire if she sees it as manipulation.
Information about the defendant, I think it's part of the court's duty.
So with regards to whether they're hearsay or not, the court needs to review it to see if it is hearsay. And then
You can rule.
if the court determines it is hearsay, then the court can always disregard. The court understands your objections. The court is going to overrule those objections. The court will take these into consideration in sentencing.
And what is your relationship with Cullen?
Yes, I'm his mother.
And could you tell me a little bit, was Cullen raised in San Antonio?
He was raised in San Antonio, born in Japan, but came here shortly after that because his late father was in the military.
And how long was his father in the military?
24 years.
Now we shift from legal argument to human story. Cullen's mother testifies, painting a picture of a disciplined family, military roots, and a son shaped by loss. Notice how empathy quietly enters the courtroom.
What branch was he in?
Air Force.
Are you also in the military?
No, sir, I'm not. I work as a civil servant, but not now because I'm furloughed.
Because the government
Yes, that is correct.
shut down.
That is correct.
For the Air Force?
I do work for the Department of Defense. That's correct. Air Force. Yes, at the Air Force Civil Engineers Center.
So Cullen's father passed away 7 years ago, correct?
Yes, sir.
And
2018.
how did that, from your perspective, was Cullen living with you at the time?
Yes, sir, he was.
And how did this affect him? The death of his father?
Hugely. It affected all of the kids, right? My daughter as well. But I think it struck Cullen much harder, right? Because of that father figure that he had in his life, and also that father figure to hold him accountable.
And how many siblings and other members of the family did he grow up with?
Yes, he has a younger sister who's not here to testify today, ma'am. One of the letters was from her. She's full-time in college and couldn't come. And then he has a stepsister as well.
And could you describe his upbringing, his childhood? Was it normal? Was it good?
Yes, sir. It was good. I would say it was good. He got everything he wanted. You know what I mean? One of those. And I did the best to raise him. With my husband, and then
The mother insists this crime is out of character. That phrase appears often in sentencing hearings, but judges hear it every day. The real question is, will her sincerity outweigh the seriousness of the offense?
a single mom after my husband passed away.
Did Cullen go to school?
He did. He graduated. He's got a diploma.
He's got a diploma. He had to get a GED, right?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
He did.
He did.
He struggled a lot in school with ADHD, and also so he has struggled with that throughout his life since he's been little, right? Hard to concentrate, anxiety, right?
And has he been employed, generally speaking, since he got out of high school?
Yes, sir. He has.
Okay. Has he always sought employment?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, has Cullen ever been convicted of anything, any crimes in his
No,
life?
sir. No, sir. This is so outside of his character. And I have never witnessed this type of behavior in him,
Okay.
which is why this is so shocking. I've had so many conversations with him, and I think he regrets what happened, right? I feel like from his personality, this is just not something he typically would have done. And I feel like that it was a mistake. He just made a poor decision, a very poor decision.
And he's always lived at home, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so you've gotten to know his friends.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And would you say, based on your knowledge and your observation, are his friendships appropriate age-wise?
Yes, sir. I've never seen anyone under legal age at my house. That's another thing I think that my daughter wrote in her letter, that even when I'm not there, she didn't witness that either as well. His relationships have always been with people of age, which is why this incident was so outside of his normal character.
And has he had friendships that were long-standing? In other words, friends that he's had for many years?
Oh, yes. He has friends that he went to kindergarten with, right? And one is here today, actually, so.
Now, you know that we're here to ask the judge to place Cullen on community supervision
Yes,
for
sir.
adjudication.
Yes.
You think that he could succeed on community supervision?
Yes, sir, I do. I very much do. I think that he needs that discipline, right, of being able to check in continually. He's been on an ankle monitor for the last year and a half and has done that very successfully, right, to be able to check in and be accountable to that. I think that he can give back to society by working and doing other things while he was on probation versus if he was incarcerated.
And, okay, what's your relationship with Cullen? How long have you known him?
I'm a family friend of approximately 14 years.
Do you remember how you first met the family?
I worked with Cullen's mom.
Okay. Was that in the Department of Defense
Yes.
area?
Yes.
Are you still working there?
No, sir, I retired July 25th this year.
And in the course of working with his mother, did you get to know Cullen a little bit?
Yes, I would go to their house for holidays and dinners and cookouts and whatnot.
What did you observe about Cullen during your period of knowing him?
He's a good kid. He was raised well. I watched how him and his sister were raised. They were raised well. They did well.
Did you have occasion to see him with other young people?
I met one or two of his friends when we were all at the house. They're good kids.
And did you ever hear about anything that he might have done other than this incident that raised concerns for you?
No.
And you also work in pet safety or something?
Animal rescue. Yes.
Animal rescue.
Yes.
So you observed what happened today, and you
Yes.
were familiar with it.
Yes.
So you do not condone bad behavior.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
Right is right and wrong is wrong.
you're hardcore on that.
Very.
Okay, and you know that what Cullen did was wrong.
Yes.
In spite of that, do you think that he could succeed on community supervision if the judge would give him that?
With structure, accountability, and discipline, and having to stay focused on that thing, yes, I do. I think he would do very well with that.
And do you think that would be a better outcome than sending him to prison?
I do.
Why is that?
There's prison structure and there's, I don't know the right legal term, but probation structure. And I think him being employed, being forced to do the right thing every single day in a more open environment would be more beneficial to him to grow as a young man.
You're acquainted with Cullen O'Neal, correct? How did you know Cullen O'Neal?
I've known Cullen since he met my son practically in kindergarten. And all the groups of boys always played in the neighborhood. So I watched basically Cullen grow up since kindergarten.
Okay.
And he's always showed the utmost respect and yes ma'am. And When I had groceries, he'd be the first to come help me take them out of the car. I had him spend the night several times. And I treated him like a son of mine. So this is totally out of character.
Mhm.
So,
What is your son's name?
Daniel.
Daniel, and he is a friend and grew up with Cullen, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is Daniel here?
Yeah.
Daniel, okay. Now, would you, if you had had any issues with Cullen as far as his influence, would you have allowed Daniel to spend time with Cullen?
I hadn't had any issues with Cullen.
Right,
So,
but if you had.
Oh, of course I would. But I have not seen, Cullen has always presented great character and integrity. And I thought when he was raised with his father hunting and having all the things that every boy would dream to have, was a bad dude.
Mhm.
And since his dad passed, it was very heartbreaking. But he had a group.
Finally, Cullen himself speaks. His confession feels raw, not scripted. He owns up to drug and alcohol use, regret, and humiliation. This is the kind of moment judges pay close attention to, not just for guilt, but for growth.
Friends that supported him. So he wasn't like a loner child. He had lots of friends. And that helped him get through that horrible situation during his prime time in childhood.
And do you think that that he would be a good candidate for probation, community supervision?
Yes, I do.
You think he could succeed on that?
I absolutely do think he succeeds. Has high integrity, and this is just outside his character. This incident.
Thanks. Absolutely.
Any questions?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you so much. Call your next witness.
I'm going to call Cullen, Your Honor. Cullen O'Neal.
Can you raise your right hand?
Sir.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help
Yes,
you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Cullen O'Neal.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you. Cullen, you know why we're here.
Yes, I do. I made an egregious mistake one night. I had no sympathy for the situation I was in due to being under the influence of drugs and alcohol. And I made an honest young man mistake with my emotions and what I was trying to do. I made a horrible mistake. It's been haunting me. And I mean, I've had to deal with it for a year and a half that I've realized it and sat with it. And people have made fun of me. I've gone through it, but it's something that I know that's not over because I made a mistake and I'm willing to take that on the chin. You know what I mean? You talk about football and LSU. I'm leaving it all on the field. You know what I mean? With what I'm trying to do to prove that I need a plea, but I made a mistake.
Okay. Now, at the evening this happened, you had been using drugs, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you'd been drinking.
Yes, sir.
So you have an issue with drinking and with drugs.
Yes.
And you're willing to deal with that.
100%
Okay.
to get better.
To get better. Do you have an attraction to younger women?
No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir. I've never once ever in my life. I think it was just the influence I was in, the situation of not sleeping, being tired from work, and my emotions, my feelings as a young man just overcame me. And I know that's horrible and I made a mistake for that.
Okay. Now, you did complete your GED, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. And do you have plans and things that you want to achieve in your life?
Yes. So I was a month away from finishing college when this all happened. And I had been held back for a year and a half to even finish college. But what I was doing in college was being a gunsmith. I get with my situation now, I might need to find a different line of work. And what I've been doing as an iron worker and doing stuff outside and building buildings like Chick-fil-A's, Walmart's, and Chase Banks and stuff around the community the best I can.
Now, you were employed with an iron, what kind of a company was it?
It was an iron company. It was Hill Country Steel. We do all the main steel around all of San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas. We do every Walmart, every Chick-fil-A, every Chase Bank,
Okay.
every car wash. We provide the steel.
Did you start working with them when you were in high school?
Yes, right out of high school. One of the letters I gave was from the employer that I've known since right out of high school, and he helped me a lot. And he knew about my situation through house arrest and getting my job back.
Now, you're not currently working for him, right?
No, I stopped working for him because I wanted to deal with this and didn't want to interrupt their company for my mistakes.
And are you hoping to be able to get work again?
Yes, I actually have a job interview on Thursday for another steel company that was smaller that we used to provide steel with. So that's something I'm really looking forward to start doing and working.
Tell the judge why you think you could succeed on probation.
I did track, football, and baseball all throughout high school. And I work harder than most grown men that I know. And I know I messed up. And I don't want to do prison because that's just not something I know I will succeed in, unfortunately. But I know that doing the plea and being on a schedule, checking in and doing things like that will really help me a lot. Get my life back on track. I'm young. I made a horrible mistake for my age. And I know that I want to be able to recover from it and not be stuck.
Now, when this happened, understanding the situation, you do admit that you were told that the girl was 15.
Yes,
correct?
Yes,
And you also admit that when you were going to see her, it was because you were intending to have sex with her, right?
Yes, I admit to that. You know what I mean? I admit to the court to take my honesty because I made a mistake.
Yeah. But that's not something you have ever done.
Never thought about it. Never once been around it. And I have a little sister. How could I do that to her?
Okay.
You know, like that's something that I really think about a lot and being a better image for her, especially with the situation I'm in. I want to get out of this and be better for her. And she was one of the main people that wrote a letter.
Okay. Pass the witness.
State.
A couple questions.
Yes, ma'am.
You talked to probation prior to this hearing, correct? The pre-sentencing report.
Yes, ma'am.
And when they asked you about the offense, you minimized it, correct?
I was nervous to what I said. I was very nervous on what needed to be said. I wasn't sure what to say. I've never been in a situation like this. And I've never had the thoughts that I had.
But when you spoke to probation, you did minimize what you did in this offense, correct?
I wouldn't say minimize. I told my side the best that I felt that I could. But I did make mistakes. I did say things I wasn't supposed to. And we're here in this situation because of my mistakes.
Right. And the officer didn't force you or coerce you into this situation.
I mean, it was a sting operation.
Correct. But you willingly agreed to meet this person. They didn't force you to meet them,
Yes,
correct?
after like maybe 30, 45 minutes of time had passed since they had started talking to me, yes.
And you described in great detail and graphic language exactly what sex acts you wanted to perform on this 15-year-old. Is that correct?
Yes.
Pass the witness, Judge.
Any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, court will hear brief argument. State.
Judge, I'll let defense go first.
Your Honor, Cullen O'Neal, in my opinion, is a perfect candidate for probation. He checks off the boxes, so to speak. He's 22 years old.
Okay, and not to interrupt your argument, counsel, but this,
Well,
no. This is what I wanted to address, but nobody addressed it. I don't know if anybody wants to address it. And it has to do with the cocaine that's mentioned in the PSI. And I don't know if you want to address part of that with your.
yeah, I mean, I could ask him.
Okay.
If I could recall.
And I'm sorry about that. Yes, you can recall it.
Sure. You had cocaine that night, correct?
Yes, it was for myself, yes.
And you were using cocaine.
Yes, I was.
And you were, as you earlier testified, you were using alcohol too.
Yes.